Now, for those of you trying to shed those extra pounds in a fast and healthy way, it's definitely not easy, but there are tips to get you on the right track. And joining us today in the News 8 studio, fitness expert Carolyn Phillips, how you have the power to do it. Carolyn, losing weight certainly is not easy, and it certainly isn't about starving yourself either. So how can you achieve success in a healthy way?
Yeah, the key is healthy. But there's a lot of things that are going into our food system these days that are inhibiting the weight loss process. So the very first thing, I always say there's 3 red flags to look for. One is high fructose corn syrup, a lot of sugar, so I'm going to show you how to read a label. 2 is your partially hydrogenated oils, that's your trans fats. And the third one is if you're looking at your ingredients and it has a ton of ingredients of things that you can't read or know what the name of it is, then don't pick it up, don't buy it. Those
Too many syllables, right?
Right.
All right, so when we're reading that label, okay, so the high fructose, no.
Right. Well, you want to get rid of anything that's going to be added sugar. So we're going to take a look at this because this looks really healthy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, it's like a liquid yogurt kind of a thing, right?
Right. I mean, if you were looking for something to eat after a workout, you might think, it says 20 vitamins and minerals plus protein. It's a smoothie. It's tropical. Obviously, they're trying to market it towards.
Of course, yeah.
So the big thing is, don't look at labels in the front.
The colorful part. Look at the part they have to print, right?
So tell me how many sugar grams are in there.
Sugar grams. Let's see. Oh, there it is. 46 grams of sugar
46
in this thing?
of sugar, yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
and it's a long
46
ingredients
grams
list too, I noticed.
Is this.
Oh my good. Just in this.
Yes. This is what
crazy.
you're drinking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, this is this sheds light on things.
Exactly. So if you knew how much sugar you were putting into your body, you would understand why you're getting way too much sugar. Sugar is a main ingredient for weight gain. I had a gal who I just cut sugar with, and she lost 18 pounds and she's kept it off for a year. But the way to look at this is you have 46 grams. So for every 4 grams, that's 1 teaspoon of sugar.
Gotcha,
so that's how I did this, 46 divided by 4, and that's how you get your 11 teaspoons.
Yeah, and actually and a half too on top of that. And I noticed you have a lot of other things. We don't need to go through all of these individually, right? But you just give the idea, is that right?
Right.
Interesting.
Well, another thing real quick, high fructose corn syrup and partially trans fats.
The hydrogenated stuff you were talking about?
Right. And this is for your kids. You don't want to be picking that up. So I always look at my ingredients. That's it. That's the first thing.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because I find even at a glance, if I see a long ingredients list, I kind of go, chances are stuff that they don't want me to read. They don't want me to know about.
Right.
But they have to print it.
Right.
Now, to move along, fitness trends, things like Zumba, CrossFit, Insanity, which I've done that one a bit. So how do you work through those? Which ones are good to do, or what are the pros and cons of some of those?
Right. Well, for fall, everybody's looking for something new to do. The pros are that it's a little bit more financially something people can afford rather than a personal trainer. The cons are that most of the time group programming is set up for a group. It's not specific to you. So if you have any muscle shortness, tightness, you have postural issues, people are getting a lot of injuries in the group fitness because they're very dynamic, they're very power driven, they're very aggressive. You lose weight, you look good, but you may be compromising your joints and some of your areas that in the future are going to impact you.
So you maybe ask for your instructor to point out alternative moves for maybe less intense in certain moments?
Good point.
I think that always helps,
Smaller
doesn't it?
classes are important. If you get too big, they're not going to be able to modify for you.
Right, that's true, isn't it?
And look around that room at everybody's issues. So the group programming, that's why I say start with a trainer or combine it with a trainer so that you can get all of those assessments done. Then when you go into your group classes, it's going to be a much more safer and effective type of a workout.
And Carolyn, I know you've been training people for years.
Yeah.
So how do people spot a good or maybe not so great trainer?
Yeah. Personal training is not a regulated industry. So there's tons of certifications and some of them are so simple that you can get them online. So really take a look at that person's background, and if they're not starting out with an assessment, postural, body fat, goal setting, to be able to kind of assess where you're going to go, that's probably a trainer you got to be careful with. But look at the education, look at the background, look at the mentoring and the training. That's important.
I know we've got to get going here, but we're looking down a gauntlet of a lot of high-calorie holidays in the next few months.
Right.
People coming inside because it's getting cooler outside. What can people do if they're getting started?
I always say start with a trainer because it's such a vast amount of information, and the body that you have is created by what you do every day. So you've got to get a little mindset, a map towards where you're going to go.
Carolyn Phillips, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
Thank you.
Come on in again soon,
Great.
please do.